Hello everybody, Captain Marty here. It's the middle of the week, January the 28th. We got weather coming, we got weather leaving. We're right in the middle of two little coastal storms, maybe not so little this next one. So we'll see what happens. I'll tell you, not much going on in the report, but there is, as always, there's something to talk about. I'll be back to do just that in just a moment.
At the south end of Roanoke Island, in a quiet little village, lies a marina known for having one of the finest fishing fleets on the Outer Banks. Whether it be an offshore excursion, a nearshore charter, or headboat fishing, Wanchese Marina is where to go. Wanchese Marina is a full-service marina, complete with a fueling dock, bait, tackle, ice, and the landing grill restaurant. All of this is just a few minutes from some of the finest fishing spots around. Book online at wanchesemarina.com. Wanchese Marina, 4457 Mill Landing Road, Wanchese.
Surrounded by water, Currituck and the people of the Outer Banks have been shaped and defined by its rich and coastal maritime history. The Currituck Maritime Museum tells the story of Currituck's boat-building forefathers, their remarkable craft, and the legacy they left behind on how to live life and thrive on the waters of the Outer Banks. Discover the Maritime Museum in historic Corolla Park, across the street from the Currituck Beach Lighthouse, and visit us online at currituckmaritimemuseum.com. Be a part of the local history at the Currituck Maritime Museum.
So, of course, the big news in the last month has been the bluefin tuna fishing. The month of January was stellar. We just had a really good bite in a lot of areas, spread over inshore to offshore, north to south, sometimes very, very close to the beach as they were in feeding on ribbon fish and other things. The biggest one I'm aware of is an 865 up in Virginia Beach, and then they go all the way down to the 70, 80-pound schooling bluefins, but the average has been in the 200-pound range. And so there's the giants. That's inches wouldn't mean much to a lot of you, so we'll talk about weight, but a giant is, well, it's legally over 73 inches. That's about a 250 pounder, but we're talking 500 pounds plus is what most people talk about as a giant. And boy, I tell you, you talk about a strike when you're trolling along and one of those things hits the bait. It looks like someone dropped a Volkswagen from 100 feet up on the water. It displaces the water, leaves a hole in the water. And the incredible thing for those giants and some of our visiting fishermen from around the world with very high-tech, very expensive tackle, they're doing that on popping plugs. A tuna will roll up on the teaser while they're trolling, which is the act of moving forward with the boat and dragging baits behind it. But they have a teaser with no hook in it. It just attracts fish. And when the tuna rolls on the teaser, they throw that popping plug out. Can't even imagine the strike. And that I haven't been out there and done that. I'm just telling you what I've been told. But it's supposedly one of the greatest strikes in the whole entire world of fishing. And it's happening right off the Outer Banks right now. Now, they'll be there. We're in the middle of the season. So when we get to whatever this weather's going to do this weekend, there'll be plenty more effort, and so we'll keep you up to date as the bluefin tuna season goes on. Other than that, nothing else to report in the ocean. Of course, we had the last few days have been very windy, no fishing at all, and I don't know if we'll get out before this next blow comes in or not, because it was breezy, plenty breezy all day long yesterday. But on the surf down on Hatteras Island, there is still a couple of diehards. There is every year, and they are still picking out a few sea mullet and a few puppy drum. So that's the fish we have for today's report. I love to say I never have a report with no fish in it. We always have something, and you could add to that. I can almost guarantee you catch a skate or a small shark. Maybe a little more challenging on the puppy drum and the sea mullet. You know, they're there, and they're not there in big numbers, but they're there for the people that really want to try hard and put in a little bit of time. So that's all there is in the fish report, although we will take a little break. I want to come back and talk to you just a little bit about what's going on in the backcountry and what we have going on back there. So just stay right where you're at, and I'll be right back.
When it comes to general maintenance or major modifications on your diesel vehicle, look no further than Wanchese Off-Road Diesel Performance in Kill Devil Hills. Master Mechanic Ryan Walker developed the plan for having his own auto shop over 20 years ago, and today he owns the premium diesel performance powerhouse of the Outer Banks. To have him and his crew take a look under your hood, give him a call today at 252-715-0025 or find him on social media. Wanchese Off-Road Diesel Performance, the diesel performance performance powerhouse of the Outer Banks.
Our backcountry report all through the year is one of my favorite parts. It brings me back to many years ago, and I used to love going out in the sound behind the Hatteras. Buddy Hooper, Bull Tolson, John Bayless, they all had little crab boats, and we would go back there, and Buddy Hooper in particular, who's long-time captain there on the Hatteras Fever out of Hatteras Harbor Marina, said, "Smell them fish?" I'm like, "You can't smell fish." So, "Oh yeah, you can smell them." And look, there'd be a slick boiling up on the water. He'd slow down. We'd be 3 or 4 miles back of the breakwater behind Odenstock, out in the sound, out in the Pamlico. We'd put down our jig heads and jig a little bit, boom, hooked up. That's the first time I was just a kid though. I was only 17 and I didn't know you could smell fish before they bit. Of course, they're feeding on menhaden, and that's making that oil is rising to the surface. Anyway, so I've always had a near and dear spot in my mind for that. Last year, we had a really good year on speckled trout fishing all up and down the sound, east side to west side, back of Ocracoke, all the way over to Swan Quarter, all the way down to Morehead City, and all the way up to the state line. It was a pretty decent year on both drum and speckled trout, but after the Cold Stun event of last year, we didn't think it was going to be all that great. The season was closed for a while. Anyway, they rallied, and so my point in ending up today's report is we got a major system coming in Saturday and Sunday. We got a really cold few days ahead of us, and we just hope and pray that we don't have another Cold Stun event. So that's what we'll leave you with today. Meanwhile, it's the time to get your gear and your tackle ready to visit the tackle shops. Most of them have been to the trade shows and are stocking up their new inventory, so there are things to see. It's a great time of year to get a custom rod built. If that's something you're interested in, it's just the time to get prepared. The offshore guys, of course, they do all their boat maintenance and things like that. Many of them are traveling, doing a little fishing or a little hunting, and they go all over the country and do that. But for Old Cap Marty, I'll just sit here and stay where it's warm. I'm a Florida boy, grew up in Florida, and I never have gotten used to the cold or the snow. But I do kind of hope we get a little bit for the kids, for my grandkids. So we'll wait and see. Meanwhile, I hope you have a great day and that the good Lord blesses you richly.